Welcome everyone. My name is Yash, and I have my friend here, Ankit. Welcome to the Replay Pod. We are just two friends passionate about sports. Our aim is to bring latest upgrades about sports, starting with our favorite league, IPL, Indian Premier League.
Hello, everyone. All right, so the biggest thing happening right now is the IPL pre-auction, so that's where we want to start. So it's happening in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah on 24th, 25th, starting at 3:30 p.m. IST India time. So we'll just talk about what has happened so far in the IPL and what's happening tomorrow in next 2 days. So we'll start with the schedule. So like we have about 574 players going under the hammer in next 2 days. Just may say there are two lists. 116 is the first list that will go to the direct auction, and remaining will be on second day. In 116, there are some marquee players, about two sets of eight, jinka base price 2 crore hai. And then everybody else will go down, and the lowest bracket this year is 30 lakhs, increased from 10 lakhs.
Wow.
So, yes, what do you think? Are you excited?
Yeah, that's it's a big day. It's one of the mega auctions, right? तो एकदम hype बनी हुई है पूरे world cricket में. And you talked about marquee players. So just for awareness, what is marquee player? Can you elaborate a bit?
So marquee as a word started like in British English, it means like a big canopy or tent right at the entrance where everything happens. So like if I translate to cricket, marquee player is the one जिसके around आप team बनाओगे, who will be your crowd puller. So like he will be the fulcrum around which your team will kind of be built. So like Rishabh Pant would be one biggest marquee player. He can be a captain, leader, wicketkeeper. So that's what marquee means.
Nice. So basically, the way the teams will make money through those fancy players, I guess. Awesome.
Absolutely. Millions, crores.
Yeah, I mean IPL. Yeah, it's gonna be a big auction, and it's interesting that this time I forgot where they held it last time, but I think this time it's the first time they're doing it in Saudi Arabia, if I'm not wrong,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Before that, they did in Dubai. That was the first auction outside India, but this time in Saudi Arabia. So kind of also the reflection of how Saudi Arabia is evolving as a business and kind of the destination for everything else apart from sports.
Yeah, they have already shown how much money they have by opening the soccer league, right? They're the fancy footballers now stepping into the cricket arena, so it's gonna be interesting how the dynamics shape up.
Imagine that Neom city, like the state city, how will they build a stadium there?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure at some point कभी ना कोई game तो होने वाला है soon वहाँ पे. So
definitely.
Yeah.
And it will be one of the best stadiums when they build it. So
yeah. So why don't we dive straight into कितनी teams के पास कितना budget है? I know a lot of things happened before the auction, player retention, the right to match card, or the feature and whatnot. So we can just dive straight into that. Unless is there anything else we would like to share before going into the budget and everything?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Like around 25 to 48 players were discussed retention. So most of the teams have kind of retained जिनको retain करना था उन्होंने कर लिया, फिर किसी ने पूरे 6 कर लिए, किसी ने कम किए. But every team, yeah, except Punjab. So they have like the biggest money. So they can go for marquee players like Pant or maybe two, right? So they are the team to watch out for. With that, I'll quickly show the Cricinfo dashboard. So thanks to ESPN Cricinfo, one of the best websites I have seen, and I have been following it for years now. So right now, what you see, like starting from the biggest team CSK, जिनके पास 55 crore का first बचा हुआ है, they have spent 65 crore already. They have retained 5 players. So Gaikwad, Jadeja, Pathirana as expected, Shivam Dubey, and then the great MS Dhoni, the uncapped player. So any thoughts on that, Yash?
Yeah, I was
I know
gonna
you're the biggest fan of Dhoni.
I'm a big fan boy of MS Dhoni. You said uncapped. Wow, what's the story behind him? I mean, he's my greatest of all time, but why do you say uncapped?
I think you got to do anything to let Dhoni play, right? So like he's the big man, so however he wants to play.
Yeah, I heard some rumors they changed the rules for him.
Yeah. So and anybody who's retired for 5 years can come back as uncapped.
Yeah,
And we also have like young Jamie Anderson. He might be the player for CSK.
yeah. I mean, it's the daddy's army. I mean, I'm gonna show my bias. I'm a big CSK fan, so I hope he gets bought by CSK, but we'll see. But yeah, it's interesting. They retained five players,
Mhm.
and just to taking a step back, how many players can a team retain, or like it could vary from two to six, if I'm not wrong. Correct?
Yes. So I think KKR is the team that has retained the maximum players, like 6 players. So Rinku Singh, Varun Chakravarti, Andre Russell, Sunil Narayan, Harshit Rana, who had a great start in the BG team, and then Ramandeep Singh. So if you have retained 6, you cannot use the right to match. So that's
Hmm.
the one change this year.
Yeah. So you mentioned right to match. So
Mhm.
how does that work?
So right to match is an option for every team. So like if you had a player जो आपके साथ पिछले सीजन में था but you did not retain him, so there
Mhm.
are two ways you can get him back. Either you bid high and highest and get him back. Other option is that if other team bids something else, you can match that amount and get him back, right? But the only change this time is that you'll get the other team will get one more option to raise the price. So like if somebody say for example Josh Butler, somebody bids like 20 crores. Rajasthan has a right to match. They can match. Otherwise, then other franchisee can raise it. So like they can go from 20 to 22. So then Rajasthan again has to match if they want to use that, or
Oh.
they can withdraw.
So I think this is the part where RTM process is different इस ऑक्शन में compared to previous auction, right? पहले
Yes.
में कोई सा भी highest price होता था, RTM match करा तो बस that's it.
Yeah.
The the
You can
the
direct.
original franchise can retain them. But अब वो उनके पास दूसरी जो bid करी थी, they have another chance to get
Yeah.
into it and pay more money to get that player they're interested in. So I think that's fair because एटलीस्ट ऐसे कोई आखिरी में जाके कोई प्लेयर नहीं ले सकता राइट
Right.
दे हैव अ फेयर शॉट टू
I think one reason was कि अगर कोई for example Punjab they have the biggest amount, right? So they did not retain anybody. They can use like right to match and kind of get people and then have more money, right? So I think
या
to have the level playing field for other franchise, I think it's just a good decision. Like you already get one chance to retain, right? So like if you didn't find a player good enough to retain, then you should fight for him to retain, right? Like in the RTM stuff.
इंटरेस्टिंग या
Yeah.
well yeah that's good I mean why don't we just go one by one see how teams are shaping up um
Absolutely. So I like to start with Mumbai Indians with the blue colors on. So Mumbai Indians, as always, is always the team to watch, right? They are the marquee team of the IPLs. So interesting retainership, like they got Bumrah, Pandya, Surya, Rohit Sharma, Tilak Verma, all international players. Sometimes these five could be enough. So I think they got great bunch of core team that they can use and build around it. So they spent like 75 crore. They have remaining 45 crores. They retained 5 players, so they do have a right to match. I'm not sure how will they use it. Maybe for Kishan or somebody else. And then they did not retain any overseas players, so that's interesting.
that's interesting but this team they तो पूरी power house है एकदम full big Indian daddies you know
Yeah.
जसप्रीत बुमराह हार्दिक पांड्या स्काई रोहित बट इंटरेस्टिंग पता है इसमें क्या लग रहा है कि कैप्टन इंडियन टीम का कैप्टन T20 कैप्टन इज स्काई Surya Kumar Yadav. Current stand-in captain for Indian Test team is Jasprit Bumrah, and MI captain is Hardik Pandya. So it's interesting that we all know the best player, best T20 player, or best player is Jasprit Bumrah right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they have it was a very strategic move. They have given him 18 crores and kind of similar amount to Hardik and Sky and Rohit, right? So it's
Yeah.
a very unique distribution of income between these four players. And one, I'm admiring their move to retain Tilak Verma. I mean, what a talent! Like he is the upcoming
Yeah.
Indian talent, right?
Three
So
centuries in a row.
he, 3 centuries in a row, yeah. Two back-to-back Indian centuries for Indian cricket team, and then one for domestic. So
Yeah.
player to watch out for, not just in IPL but years to come. And I think at some point Rohit Sharma said in a press conference last year that Tilak Verma and Nehal Vadera,
Yeah.
it's the MI think tank who kind of recruited these two guys, similar to and they have groomed them, right? Similar
Hmm.
to what they did for Hardik and Jasprit. So something is working in that think tank, right? They're able to recruit right kind of talent. So it's interesting. What
I
do you
think
think?
numbers speak for themselves. Like the highest number of IPL trophies. There's a team of captains. Last time there were some issues around Pandya's captaincy, but they recovered well. I think the T20 World Cup win was the icebreaker between all of them. So I think it looks all good for Mumbai Indians. They're happy now. They're together. So I'm team to watch out for.
Yeah, one
Could
one
it
good
be
question.
Mumbai versus CSK again, right?
Oh, of course. So one, I hope it doesn't happen, but do you? I'm sure Hardik Pandya won't be booed again.
Definitely not. Like I think he played well in the T20 World Cup, and I think it was not good what happened to him last year. Like it was not his fault. The franchise decide whoever is the captain, but I think he recovered well. I think he handled well. So I think good luck to him this time.
Yeah, you know what they say, right? Your comeback should be bigger than
Yeah,
your setback. So he proved. I mean, what he did for the World Cup, it's incredible. Anyway,
yeah.
I think Mumbai is positioned very well. Let's go to the second team.
Let's go to the defending champions. So
Yeah.
interesting. Like they did not retain the winning captain, right? What do you think about that? KKR.
Yeah, I think this move just shows me that they just give credit to the GG, not the captain, the Gautam Gambhir, you know. I mean, he was a great mentor. He was not a coach, just for the record.
Yeah.
But this move by not retaining Shreyas Iyer, it just ऐसा दिखा रहे हैं कि पूरा credit सिर्फ गौतम गंभीर को जाता है. I have a huge respect for him. He's a great player, but I think it's everyone, right?
Yeah, I think Shreyas Iyer
As
kind of
Gautam says.
brought lot of energy to the team, and I know there are some like marquee players, Sunil Narayan, who could do anything on his day. I think Iyer played well, like he led the team well. So uh, let's see where he lands up.
Yeah. Plus that combination of Russell and Ryan, वो तो
Mhm.
मतलब all time great T20 players, right? You can fit them anywhere, anytime. They can bowl anywhere, anytime. So वो तो कोई question ही नहीं था कि they won't retain them.
I think absolutely Sunil Narayan, Andre Russell, considering his injuries and his form, could be debated, but maybe he has 1 or 2 years remaining in his IPL career. So I think he's 37, 38 now. So maybe 1 or 2 years.
Yeah. One question I guess people would have. अब हर्षित राणा और रमनदीप सिंह यहाँ पे इनने 4 करोड़ में रिटेन किया है, मतलब इनने अनकैप प्लेयर का बजट यूज किया है.
Mhm.
बट द क्वेश्चन इज दे बोथ हैव प्लेड फॉर इंडिया, सो हाउ डज दैट वर्क?
So I think a cutoff date tha, so they should not have played before that, which ended some time back, but not during the IPL run. So like Harshitana debuted now, but it's prior to certain cutoff date.
But I think with that logic, I think they did very well retaining these two
Yeah,
young players, right?
I mean
They are,
suddenly the team looks pretty good, right? You saw Harshit Rana yesterday in Perth bowling 140 miles per hour. So it looks like a very good retention now, right? So 4 crores a steal now.
yeah, and Ramandeep Singh as well. I think he also debuted for Indian
Yeah.
T20 team.
Yep.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Lot
we'll
of
see
order
how
difference.
KKR performs.
Yeah. All right. So which team do you want to go next?
Let's go to let's go to Delhi Capitals, I guess.
Delhi Capital, I think, is one team which is समझ नहीं आता like what they want to do. Like who would like Pant to go? I'm sure it's not a cricketing decision. There's something else behind the scene. Uh,
Yeah,
do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was an interesting controversy. So, not a controversy, I shouldn't say that. So, I read an article जहाँ पे Sunil Gavaskar said that it could be because of financial reasons that, and
Hmm.
it could be because Delhi Capitals don't want Pant as a captain, and Pant wants captaincy and some
Hmm.
influence over who to select for coaching staff and whatnot, right? But then Pant comes on, he has a tweet that, hey, I can get like for sure it's not about money, something like that, right? So it's interesting why and like I know what his journey, what it has been, right? He had a
Yeah. Hmm.
fatal car accident. He came back. He
Yeah.
performed so well in the World Cup. He's up to the mark, 100% fit, performing 100%. So I'm very surprised इन्होंने इसको क्यों retain नहीं किया और maybe I don't know. Maybe it could be a double bluff. What do you think? They might just do RTM.
I don't know. Like Rishabh Pant is going for like 25 crores, 30 crores, I think.
Yeah,
So either he's going to Punjab or like wherever he goes is going for a captain, right? So
it's
the
it's
team's looking
it's
for
a
captain.
yeah, it's a controversial, but I think मुझे नहीं लगता ये 25-30 करोड़ जाएगा. I that is just because to add to what Gavaskar said, he hasn't shown his T20 capabilities for an IPL team
Hmm.
that much that he can justify a 25-30 crore price tag. He can for a captain. I think he has been a runners up, right?
Yeah.
When I think Delhi Capital lost to
Hmm.
CSK, I think a few years ago. Or am I forgot who, but
Yeah.
they reached
Yeah.
the finals and lost, right?
Yeah.
So I do think that I think he might go for 25 to 30 crores, but I don't think I'm still not sure if it's justifiable for that high price tag. What do you think?
I think depending on more than batting, I think if he can come across as a good captain, I think that's where the uh, decision could be, and also like the marquiness, right? Like he's the crowd puller, so you need all of that, right? Like it's not just about like you have to also bring in marketing sponsors, so they come to the big players, right? And then
Yeah,
it's a comeback of lifetime, right? Like from
yeah.
that accident playing again for India and being on top of the game, I think हर कोई नहीं कर सकता.
That is one hell of a story. मतलब वो I still have that video जहाँ वो road पे like खून like all blood and all पूरा उसके knees कितनी सारी injuries हुई थी वहां से he's performing at the toppest level, right? So it's
Absolutely.
amazing.
वो वापस आके वही पेडल स्वीप मारना.
Yeah, I saw that shot yesterday. वो सिर्फ वही मार सकता है यार कुछ तो बात है उसमें he has that X factor जो we don't like I think I don't want to have comparison with Indian but बहुत टाइम हो गया ऐसा X factor player था हमारे पास anyway let's go to the next team.
So let's look at the RCB.
Oh, the King Kohli.
Yeah.
I guess
So they are
is
the
it your
second
favorite?
team. RCB, I've been following RCB the साल से. Like at some point, I think I want them to win, but we'll see.
So
But what do you think? Like they are looking for captain.
I mean
Can Kohli be
I
captain
I'm,
again?
I'm a big Kohli fan, right? So I would want Kohli to be captain again, but I know he won't. But for captaincy, I think they might do right to match for Faf
Okay.
um, or Rishabh Pant if they get him. So it's kind of wide open, I feel. I was very surprised with their other two retentions, to be very honest, especially Yash Dayal. Um, it's
Let's
a decent price
go
tag. Mhm.
Maxwell.
Yeah, yeah. Glenn Maxwell, I mean, they should have retained, I feel. Glenn Maxwell is a very, like a proper T20 utility player, right? He can
Mhm.
throw those 2 or 3 overs anytime. And we all know
But
what he can
somehow
do
he
with.
never performed in IPL. Like it's just like this story with Rishabh Pant, right? He is very good in Test matches, not good in ODIs. Like Maxwell has been great for Australia, but he never performed in IPL. But एक
Yeah,
season छोड़ के when he played for Punjab, uh, he never consistently played like 400, 500 runs like Warner or anybody else. So
That's true.
It's debatable. I think perhaps they made the right decision, but they are looking for captain. I think they are going for KL Rahul. What do you
Yeah,
think about
yeah,
it?
but they have 83 crores left, so I think
Yeah.
we'll see a lot of action from their end.
Yep. My bet is on KL Rahul. So I think KL Rahul is going back to Bangalore, his hometown, and maybe have some good few years remaining in the
Yeah,
IPL.
interesting. Well, you mentioned KL Rahul, so let's talk about Lucknow Super Giants.
Yep.
So, how much money and who all they like? It's amazing they didn't retain. Well, not amazing, but last year I remember उनके owner ने KL Rahul को publicly he was I don't know what happened, but looked like he they were not so nice words spoken to KL Rahul. So we knew there were things that were not going well between the team dynamics captain and the owner, but I'm not surprised they didn't retain him. But I think he has been that kind of player who has his ups and downs, right? Before this first match in Border Gavaskar Trophy, I was not sure if he
Yep.
will do well, but he has been fantastic. But again, even in T20s, he has played well, but he has not been so consistent. That's the only concern. But let's see. What do you think? Will he be retained as a captain by another? Not retained. Will he be bought by another team as a captain? And do you think he might go as high as Rishabh Pant?
I think he definitely increased his price tag in last couple of days. So I think people were saying he is over and he might retire. Like you remember, like he kind of
Yeah,
uh, did something on the pitch. Sabko laga ki like that's the end of KL Rahul, but like he always comes back. I think there's always when you tell him that this is your last match or like you might be dropped. I think he will be a good addition जहाँ भी जाएगा.
yeah. Plus, he's a wicket keeper. I mean,
Wicket keeper.
he can do keeping. So, but looking at LSG team, they have Ayush Badoni, Monsin Khan, Ravi Bishnoi, Mayank Yadav, Nicholas Puran. Mayank Yadav, 100% sure. He's the, I guess, the current, as of now, he's the only Indian player who can throw at 150K, right? So,
Mhm.
uska to retention, he's a unique, he's a X factor bowler. But do you
मतलब
think they
क्या
might?
पूरन was good. पूरन के अलावा debatable like but they did not spend enough money apart from Puran, right? So
Yeah,
they have good amount. I mean,
yeah. We'll see how they perform. I hope they do well, but I'm not sure. I'm not very confident about their squad. Anyway,
right, where do you wanna go next?
let's go to the Gujarat Titans, I guess.
Gujarat Titans.
They have Rashid Khan, Shubman, Sai Sudarshan, Shah Rukh Khan, Tewatia. I think all of them
That's
deserve.
another strong lineup, right? I think
Yeah, all
Ashif
of them
Khan,
deserve to be retained.
Shubman Gill, pretty good. I think Nehra and Gill are doing a great job there.
Yeah. Plus, I think they reached the no. How did they? I forgot how they performed last year, but they reached one of the finals where Hardik Pandya was the captain and they lost to
Yeah,
CSK.
so they won for the first time. They were runner up second time, and it didn't go well last time. I think they play well. सब लोग अच्छा खेलते हैं, लेकिन like there's always there's no superstar apart from Rashid Khan, right? So
Mhm.
everybody is like a utility player. They perform well as a team, and I think that they are a good team this year as well.
Yeah, one of the favorite players they had last year was one of my favorite was Shami. And did you see the controversy between Sanjay Manjrekar where he's like his price tag will go
I
down?
did.
It's yeah. What are your thoughts on that? Like, why would a
So,
good
so
commentator have those kind of comments about an active player? Is it just amazes me?
I think Sanjay Manjrekar has a history. Like he says, कुछ भी किसी player को like remember Jadeja and like uh, in other occasions. But I think I agree with his thought that like anybody who is injured might be kind of doubtful for the big amount of teams may be wary of right कि अगर season के बीच में injury हो गई like you pay 25 crore कुछ हो गया, like how do you recover that, right? तो मुझे लगता है कि the thought was good. Maybe he could have said in different words, like instead of predicting that it will go down, I think he should have stopped the teams might be worried about fitness.
Yeah.
But again, like when he says these things, there's always that old Mumbai lobby things come up, right? Like recently he said like earlier he said like he doesn't follow North Indian players, right? So uh,
He's just trying to, I feel, one of the ways to just gauge attention, right? Saying
yeah,
controversial things. But
yeah, maybe
yeah,
different choice of words could have been helpful.
yeah, I hope. I mean, Shami is a critical player for Indian cricket team, so I
Yeah.
hope he does well. And we all know how much quality he has. So, yeah, we'll see how GT performs.
All right.
Let's talk about
And
the team who has the purse, largest budget, who retain only two
so
players,
that's Punjab.
Punjab
Yeah.
Kings.
Yeah. So with
Um,
it's Punjab, I think one team that has been the most underperforming team. Like I think they don't even reach Harbar like big top four, right? So they had to do something because anyway things are not working out. So like सबको बदल दो, like they might find somebody in 110 crores. देखते हैं क्या होता है.
it's a good
But I think
strategy.
it's a good strategy, right? Like they can go for like Pant, Rahul, like whoever they want. Like they can go for two marquee players. That's the only difference, right? So they can go for one like marquee overseas player, one Indian player, and but yeah, looking at the name, like doesn't look like a very star-studded team right now. But let's see how it goes.
Yeah, they're gonna ruin a lot of like auction trade, like things in the auction, right? There's so much money. They're gonna just
They will be
interfere with a lot of.
wasting other teams' RTM, right? So
Yeah, we'll see how
we'll
they
see.
dominate the auction. Let's talk about Rajasthan Royals.
Rajasthan Royals, another great team. Like everybody now looks like very strong Indian players for future. Jaiswal, we see like what he can do in Australia, man, the way he's playing. I think he's the star there. Sanju Samson, like the greatest T20 comeback, those century. Uh, though it's been binary with him, like either it's like one or two low scores or the centuries. But Jaiswal, Samson, Dhruv Jurel, like wicketkeeper, good batsman. Shimron Hetmeyer, he can do anything. And then Sandeep Sharma. Like Sandeep Sharma was very good couple of seasons back. The form is not good recently, but again, like very good bowler.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rajasthan Royals is Rajasthan Royals, CSK, and MI. I feel these three teams have always believed in keeping the core together
Mm-hmm.
in mega auctions, small auctions, right? So I think this kind of gives the mindset they had. It's paying off them right now, right? Sanju Samson, 3 centuries, like you said, in 5 games for India.
Yeah.
They retain him. He's still the captain. He's a good player. Like what a comeback, like you said. So retaining good mix of core Indian players and once overseas players, I think they did well.
एक इंटरेस्टिंग बात, राजस्थान रॉयल्स ने बटलर को रिटेन नहीं किया. What do you think about that?
Who
Josh
did they
Butler.
not retain?
Josh Butler.
Oh, interesting. I forgot about him. I think, yeah,
They cannot use RTM as well. They retained six.
आई एम जस्ट थिंकिंग वो अगर करते भी तो किसकी जगह करते हैं क्योंकि जैसे इंडियन players Dhruv and Rihanna new like upcoming Indian players, right?
Maybe instead
Maybe they
of
could have done it
Joel
for
or
Hit.
Parag.
Yeah, yeah. I think he was one of the core players, and he has performed well.
Yeah. Josh Butler is somebody I'm looking up to. So like I think he would be one of those players who would be going for like big money,
Yeah,
like
I would.
in 20 crores.
I don't mind going to my favorite team as a backup keeper. We'll see. What about Hyderabad?
Hyderabad, uh, like they looked like unbeatable last time, like the way Klassen was batting, and I think Pat Cummins is doing a great job. So that looked like a very good retention. Henrik Klassen, I think right now is the best T20 player going around. So
दिस टीम तो इनने पूरा लास्ट ईयर तो पूरा T20 का जो
Yeah.
कॉन्सेप्ट है वो बदल दिया था, मतलब नॉट अ गेम, लाइक जस्ट जैसे स्टिक क्रिकेट में होता था ना, हर बॉल पे
Yeah.
छक्का मारना है, दैट्स सेम थिंग।
Like they
तो
were chasing like 100 runs in 6 overs every time. So, but great opening pair, Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma. I think they are a team to watch out for. Nitish Kumar Reddy, like he's an upcoming star now. The way he batted on first morning at Perth, I think it's got a
या
big future.
एंड अभिषेक शर्मा, व्हाट अ टैलेंट, मतलब युवराज सिंह हैज प्रेज्ड हिम अ लॉट।
Playmaker.
हर बॉल ही कैन हिट, सो सच अ फ्लैशी फ्लैम्बॉयंट लेफ्ट हैंडर, राइट, एंड ही हिट्स, ही इज सो गुड।
He's trained by Yuvraj Singh, so easy swing towards the mid wicket.
Yeah. Well, this is gonna be a high performing team no matter what.
Yeah.
I guess the last one
Uh,
is the CSK.
CSK. What do you think?
Well, I think they're gonna make the playoffs. Obviously, it's a given. It's when it comes to IPL, it's a given. Maybe it's my bias speaking, but I think they're gonna do well.
Do you want to show that the number plate? MS might see this, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a big Dhoni fan. I have this. I keep this. I have this Dhoni 7. I'm a big Dhoni fanboy. So if ever Dhoni comes across this, just want to say hi.
He doesn't even keep it right. He drives around with it. So that was his car plate number. So
Yeah. MS, I
good man.
mean,
Like I think great
he's
guy.
he's MS Dhoni, right? So
Yes, I think 4 crores for him. Like every rupee is worth it, right? Like just the presence of the man.
yeah, I mean, he's gonna be probably the least paid player. um,
But what do you
but
think about the retentions? Like
see, Chen,
no Rachin Ravindra.
yeah, I mean, they couldn't have. They have to keep the core. They believe in it, right? They have said it so many times, especially when MS was Indian
Mm-hmm.
captain, right? He kept those core Indian players, no matter what they perform or not. He had belief in them, right? So this mentality, this belief is we can see it in CSK's mindset as well. I get it. Ruturaj Gaikwad is the captain, but we all know who is the captain. um, I mean, yeah, I mean, great TRP for the channel, the league, whatnot, right? MS Dhoni is just the brand of IPL.
What about
So
Jadeja?
Jadeja, I have he retired with Dhoni and Kohli, but I'm a big Jadeja fan too. So he is
I
one
think
of those
last
utility
couple of
players.
seasons.
See, even if didn't have the last season wasn't too great, but last to last season it was him. They needed 2 balls, 10 runs. He hit a 6 and a 4. So that that hug with Dhoni, right? That
Jab
iconic
jab
hug of
jab
Jadeja
sabko
and
laga
Dhoni.
कि that is Dhoni's fairy tale ending, right?
I think if I'm not wrong, let me check Instagram पे उस जडेजा की प्रोफाइल पिक्चर में अभी भी उसने वो ही रखा हुआ। Yes, if you look at him, uh, Jadeja still has that profile picture of Dhoni holding him after hitting that winning runs. But yeah, he's a great utility player. Even though he's retired, I I think it was worth retaining him.
I
18
think
crores.
they should use more of his batting. I think he bats really low. I think for this season maybe if he can bat at like 5, 6, maybe
Yeah,
it could be helpful.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Because if Dhoni is playing, then he will bat at like 7 down, 6 down, or maybe 8 down. So
Yeah, धोनी तो I think सिर्फ एक दो, we all know last season, right? एक एक लास्ट 2 ओवर के लिए आएगा, लिमिटेड बॉल्स, एंड उसी का उसमें ही लोगों bowlers की, like they are
yeah,
the impact is there. We can see, even though he plays like, let's say, 5 balls in a game, that's it. He's worth it. He's gonna hit those impactful boundaries, which will be crucial. And then how who's like how quick he is behind the stumps.
yeah. And I think it's also the relationship, right? So the franchise side, like he can play as long as he wants. So
Yeah.
I don't see any issues there. I mean, people can have different thoughts. He should play or not, but as long as the franchise wants him, I think who are we to say?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was interesting.
All right, so I think I'm looking forward to the marquee players, how they go about in the auction. I'm guessing like 25, 30 crores might be possible finally. Somebody might get it.
Yeah, we'll see. And one question or one theory, like I was reading was, is it true that these some overseas players like strategically are avoiding mega auction to get a bigger paycheck in those smaller mid-cycle auction? What do you think about those? Like I know a couple of big fancy players are skipping this auction.
Yeah.
So don't you wonder like why?
So I never thought about it, unless Akash Chopra, I think he said in some interview that like this is a strategy they are following, that आप miss कर दो mega auction, then you come back next year, like whatever the first remaining is spent on you, right? Like Pat Cummins was the mid-year sort of buy. Mitchell Stark
Mhm.
last year was a mid-cycle buy. So might be, but there are no facts on it. You can just observe the pattern. But I think the point he made was like there should be more incentives for the Indian players compared to the foreign players. But it's a free market. Like uh, anybody can get whatever they can deserve, right?
Yeah, we'll see. But again, I know we talked about all the teams. What is your like? Who are the top three? Who are the three players you think are gonna get a big paycheck?
I think I would look at like Rishabh Pant. I think he will get a lot of money because he's a captain, like a market player, good story, crowd puller. So I think he's getting a lot of money. Uh, Phil Salt, like yeah, like overseas player, he can get a lot of money, right? So I'm looking towards him, and then uh, probably some fast bowler, because like every team needs a good death bowler. So uh, let's see like who comes in that group.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. I feel for me, um, Ashdeep Singh.
Hmm.
He's an Indian bowler, performed so well in the World Cup final as well. And then Rishabh Pant, and like you said, Phil Salt. Phil Salt is like probably Ashwin's like he's one of the best T20 talents right out there.
And I think Butler as well, like he'll probably go for a lot of money as well. So I think good opening batsman. RCB is looking for an opening batsman, right? So
Yeah,
if they don't retain Faf, I think Butler could be one of the players there. Um,
yeah, it's awesome. We'll see. I think it's tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes.
yep, and to all our viewers out there, we will keep posting updates what we can, and then we will bring the post-auction sort of review for you, summarizing all the teams and where they'll end up for the exciting IPL 25.
Yeah, it was. I'm looking forward to, and thank you, viewers, for watching our video.
And before we end, I think one thing that I want to kind of share that like हमने to start किया है to involve you guys as well. So like uh, throughout this journey, we would do everything that we can to keep you engaged and to involve you in our talks as well, right? Because we're creating this for you, and we want you to be involved as much as possible with your opinions, comments, and even sharing the camera and audio at some point. So that's what we are doing. We're just starting. Hopefully, you liked it, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, you spoke it all. I think हमें basically आम like regular audience का view चाहिए हमें obviously टीवी पे दिखता है जैसे great commentators वो लोग क्या बोलते हैं players क्या बोलते हैं but no एक normal cricket enthusiast cricket fan we're from India right we both are actually from MP so we really love cricket so we want to see what other people think about what their views are about and
Yeah.
just want to see what it is.
Yep. Absolutely. So, kind of, we really liked it. Hope you liked it as well. Thank you for watching.